Sarah, can I ask you something kind of personal?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Do you ever wake up in the morning and just feel tired already? Like before the day even starts?
Oh, more than I'd like to admit, actually.
Yeah, I had this one week last month where I woke up every single day and my first thought was, I don't want to do this. Not anything specific, just everything, the whole day.
That's such a heavy feeling. And the strange part is, nothing was actually wrong, right? It wasn't that something bad happened.
Exactly. My life was totally fine on paper, but something felt off, and I didn't understand why.
I think a lot of people know that feeling. And today, we want to talk about that. About daily routines. About the small, quiet moments in our everyday lives that can either drain us or actually give us energy.
And for all of you listening, welcome to Easy English Podcast. Today's topic is my daily routine. We're going to talk, laugh a little, maybe get a bit real. And of course, you're going to practice your English while we do it.
So just relax, listen, and don't worry about understanding every single word. Just follow the conversation. That's how real listening works.
Okay, so Sarah, let's start with the main topic, daily routines. When you hear those two words, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Honestly, boredom. Like, the word routine used to feel like a cage to me. Do the same things, at the same time, every day. It sounded exhausting, actually.
That's interesting, because I used to think the opposite. I thought having a routine meant being organized, being productive. Like the people in those YouTube videos who wake up at 5 a.m. and meditate and drink green juice and run 5 kilometers before most people even open their eyes.
Ah, yes, the perfect morning person.
Right. And I tried it. I set my alarm for 5:15 a.m. Do you know what happened?
You turned it off and went back to sleep?
3 times. And then I felt guilty all day.
That guilt is the real problem, isn't it? It's not just about the routine itself. It's about the gap between who you think you should be and who you actually are in the morning, half asleep, reaching for your phone.
Yes, and I think a lot of our listeners feel that gap. You know, you want to have this beautiful, structured day, but instead, you skip breakfast, you're late for something, you forget to drink water, and by 2 p.m., you're wondering where the day went.
It's like the day is happening to you instead of you actually living it.
That's a great way to put it. The day is happening to you.
So let's talk about why this happens. Why is it so hard to build a daily routine that actually works?
I have a theory. I think the problem is we try to copy other people's routines instead of building our own.
Say more.
Okay, so I have a friend. Let's call him David. David wakes up at 6 a.m., exercises, reads for 30 minutes, and he loves it. It makes him feel amazing. I tried to do exactly what David does, and I was miserable.
Because you're not David.
Exactly. I'm not David. And that sounds obvious when you say it out loud. But when you're watching someone be so happy and productive, you think, if I just do what they do, I'll feel like that too.
But our bodies, our energy levels, our lives, they're all different. What works for one person can feel completely wrong for another.
So what are the most common things people struggle with when it comes to daily routines? Let's be honest.
Number 1, mornings. Getting started is the hardest part for most people.
Absolutely. I used to spend the first 45 minutes of my morning just lying in bed, scrolling through my phone. Not really reading anything, just scrolling. And then I'd feel this strange mix of boredom and anxiety.
That's called doom scrolling, and it's incredibly common. You're not looking for anything specific, you're just there, in this digital fog.
And by the time I actually got up and started my day, I already felt behind. Like I'd wasted time before the day even properly began.
The second big struggle, I think, is transitions. Moving from one part of the day to another, like finishing work and then trying to switch off and relax.
Oh, that one's hard, especially if you work from home. The line between work time and personal time becomes so blurry.
For me, it used to be that I'd finish work, or at least stop answering emails, but my brain was still in work mode, still thinking about that meeting, still composing messages in my head that I hadn't sent yet.
You couldn't switch off.
Not at all. And then I'd spend the evening half resting, half worrying, which isn't really resting at all.
And the third struggle, which I think is the quietest one, is consistency. Actually doing the same good things day after day.
Right. We're very good at starting things. Monday motivation is very real.
So real. Monday Jake is basically a superhero. He has plans, he has energy, he has goals.
And Wednesday, Jake?
Wednesday Jake ate cereal for dinner and went to bed at 9:30.
But honestly, that's most of us. The gap between our intentions and our actual behavior is where routines break down.
And I want to say something here, and I mean this genuinely. That is not a character flaw. It's not because you're lazy or weak.
It's because routines require energy to build. And most of us are already stretched thin before we even try to add new habits on top of everything else we're managing.
Right. We carry a lot. And sometimes the most honest thing we can do is admit that.
Okay, so we've talked about the struggles, but I don't want to leave people feeling stuck. Let's talk about what's actually helped us. Real things, not the 5 a.m. miracle morning kind of advice.
Good, because I tried that and I already told you how that ended.
So what changed for you, Jake? What made a difference?
Honestly, it was getting smaller. Way smaller than I thought I needed to be.
What do you mean by smaller?
So I had this idea that if I wanted to have a good morning, I needed a whole system. Exercise, journaling, a healthy breakfast, no phone for the first hour. The whole package. And every time I tried to do everything at once, I failed within 3 days.
It was too much to carry all at once.
Right. And then someone told me, just pick one thing. Not 5 things. Not a whole morning routine. Just one thing you want to do before you leave the house or start work.
That's such a small shift, but I imagine it felt very different.
Completely different. I decided my one thing was make my bed. That's it. Every morning, before I do anything else, I make my bed. And somehow that tiny action started my day with a feeling of completeness. Like I already finished something.
There's something really powerful about that. Because when you complete even one small task, your brain registers it as a win. And that feeling carries forward into the rest of the day.
Exactly. And after a few weeks of just making my bed, I naturally started adding other things. Not because I forced myself, but because I wanted to. The momentum came on its own.
I had a similar experience, but mine was about evenings. I kept trying to fix my mornings, but the real issue was how I ended my days.
Say more about that.
So I started doing what I call a soft landing. About 30 minutes before I want to sleep, I stop looking at screens. I make a warm drink, usually herbal tea, nothing exciting, and I write down 3 things that happened that day. Not 3 things I'm grateful for in some big philosophical way, just 3 things. They can be tiny, like, I had a good lunch, or that phone call was easier than I thought it would be.
That's not a gratitude journal. That's more like a record of your day.
Yes, and it helps my brain close the day. It stops it from replaying everything on repeat when I'm trying to sleep.
I love that. Because the replaying, the nighttime spiral, is the worst. You're lying there and suddenly you're remembering something you said 3 years ago.
Ha, yes. And you cringe at 2 a.m. over something nobody else even remembers.
So what about transitions? We talked about how moving between different parts of the day is hard. Did you find anything that helped?
A walk. It sounds almost embarrassingly simple. But I started taking a 10-minute walk after work. Not for exercise, not to listen to a podcast, just to walk and be outside. And it functioned like a kind of reset. When I came back inside, my brain had switched gears.
You physically moved through space and it helped you mentally move too.
That's exactly what it felt like. And I know not everyone can take a walk. Maybe you live somewhere with bad weather, or you don't have 10 free minutes. But even stepping outside for 2 or 3 minutes, standing on a balcony, looking at the sky, can create that same pause.
It's about the signal you give your body. Like, this part of the day is finished, we're moving into something different now.
Right. The body learns from those signals. And over time, they become part of how you move through your day, without needing to think about them consciously.
That's the goal, isn't it? To stop fighting yourself. To have a day that flows instead of one you have to drag yourself through.
Beautifully put.
I have my moments. Okay, listener, here's your challenge for this week, and we want you to actually do it. Not just think, that sounds nice, and then forget about it.
We've all done that.
We have definitely all done that. So here's the challenge. It has one rule. It must be small.
Not small-ish, actually small. Something that takes less than 5 minutes.
Think about your morning. What is one thing, just one, that if you did it every day this week, would make you feel like the day started well? Maybe it's drinking a glass of water before your coffee. Maybe it's opening your curtains and looking outside for 30 seconds. Maybe it's making your bed, like I did.
Pick your one thing. Write it down. Not in your head, actually write it down somewhere.
And then do it every morning for 7 days. Whew, that's it. No tracking app, no streak counter, no pressure. Just you and your one small thing.
And if you miss a day, you miss a day. It's okay. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to begin.
If you want to share what you chose, leave a comment below. We genuinely read them. And sometimes your one thing inspires someone else's one thing.
That's the beautiful thing about simple challenges. They travel. Okay, let's bring it together. Jake, can you take us through what we covered today?
Sure. So we started with that uncomfortable feeling of waking up already tired. Not because anything is wrong, but because something feels disconnected between the day we imagine and the day we actually live.
And we talked about why routines feel so hard. Mainly because we try to copy someone else's life instead of designing something that actually fits who we are.
We talked about the 3 biggest struggles: difficult mornings, the inability to switch off after work, and the consistency gap, the space between Monday motivation and Wednesday reality.
And then we moved into what's actually helped us. Getting smaller, much smaller, with our expectations. Not building a whole system overnight, but choosing one thing and doing it until it feels like yours.
Sara talked about her soft landing in the evenings, the 30-minute wind down with tea and a few written notes, and the walk that acts as a transition signal for the brain.
And your challenge this week is to pick your one thing. Something small, something doable, and to try it for 7 mornings.
Not to change your life, just to start a conversation with your day instead of fighting it. 10 intermediate level words from today's episode. Study them, practice them, and try using them in your daily life. 1. Routine. Meaning, a set of actions that you do regularly, usually in the same order. Example, I have a morning routine that helps me start the day calmly. Speaking practice. Do you have a routine you follow every day? What does it include? 2. Consistent. Meaning, doing something regularly without stopping or changing. Example, she is very consistent with her exercise. She never skips a session. Speaking practice. Is it easy for you to be consistent with good habits? Why or why not? 3. Transition. Meaning, the process of changing from one state, activity, or period to another. Example, the transition from work mode to relaxation mode takes me about 30 minutes. Speaking practice. What transitions in your day do you find the most difficult? 4. Momentum. Meaning, the energy or force that keeps something moving forward once it has started. Example, once I finished my first task, I had the momentum to keep going all morning. Speaking practice. Can you think of a time when you built momentum in your work or studies? 5. Intention. Meaning, What you plan or want to do, a goal in your mind before you act. Example, I had the intention to wake up early, but my alarm didn't wake me. Speaking practice. What is one intention you have for this week? 6. Drain, meaning to make someone feel tired or to use up their energy. Example, commuting for 2 hours every day really drains me. Speaking practice. What activities drain your energy the most? 7. Register, meaning for the brain to notice and respond to something. Example, when you complete a task, your brain registers it as a success. Speaking practice. What small wins do you think your brain registers in your daily life? 8. Blurry, meaning not clear, hard to see or understand the difference between two things. Example, the line between work time and personal time has become very blurry. Speaking practice. Is there a part of your life where the boundaries feel blurry? 9. Stretch, stretched thin, meaning to be spread over too many things, to have too little time or energy for everything you need to do. Example, I was stretched thin last month with work, family, and studying all at once. Speaking practice. When was the last time you felt stretched thin? How did you manage it? 10. Reset, meaning to return to a neutral, calm state, to start fresh. Example, a short walk works as a reset for my brain after a long day. Speaking practice. What is your personal reset when you feel overwhelmed?
Before we go, I want to say something to you, the person listening right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect morning. You don't need a color-coded schedule or a 5-step system. You just need one small thing that makes today feel a little more like yours.
That's it. Just one thing.
Because the truth about daily routines, the truth that nobody tells you in those productivity videos, is that the best routine is the one you can actually do. On a hard day, on a tired day, on a day when nothing feels easy.
Not the best case scenario routine, the real life routine.
Exactly. And building that takes time. It takes patience with yourself. It takes being willing to start again on a Wednesday after a very imperfect Monday and Tuesday.
And every time you start again, that's not failure. That's just how building anything works.
I like that. Building things takes time.
And you're building something. Even if today it just looks like making your bed or drinking a glass of water or writing 3 small things before you sleep. That's real. That counts.
Thank you for spending this time with us. It genuinely means something that you chose to practice your English with us today.
We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself. One small thing at a time. Oh, and one more thing before we go.
Always one more thing.
If you enjoyed this video and you want more conversations like this one, real, slow, clear English on topics that actually matter to daily life, you can subscribe to this channel. It's free, it's easy, and honestly, it's one of the nicest small things you can do for your English journey today.
We post new video alternatively, and every one is designed for people at your level. Clear language, natural conversation, real topics.
We'd love to have you as a regular listener. And if you have a topic you'd like us to talk about, leave it in the comments. We really do read them.
Take care, everyone. Until next time.
Bye for now.